Assalam. Okay, so it's okay, I'm back. So I it's funny because I left here talking about how Allah speaks to us, everyone is looking for a smoke and mirror. They're looking for all this Hollywood stuff, and they're looking for it's crazy if you sit back and you really stay quiet. It's just, he's with us every day, and it's so obvious, but you'll completely miss it if that's what you're looking for, Shh, Papa, come here. My cat wants to be outside. Come here, Papa. Alhamdulillah. Hold on. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and tell you what I'm observing today here in this neck of the world, the good old USA. Well, the main subject today, and this is what really bothers me as I'm going through, okay. First of all, I hate television. I prefer reading. I've kind of been, I still don't watch television, but I've been watching more YouTube than I ever did in my whole entire life because I'm so just stuck in my house. I can't leave. It's like the whole world just seems to be pushing against me, and I just don't have the fight anymore. So I stay home. Life gets so crazy, so hectic that I can't even read a book. I can't process a book. I get, I want to focus on study. I want to grow more in so many things, especially the deen, but I've been put in survival mode. So it just puts you in the state, and it's a lower consciousness. If you think about your conscious, it does fluctuate. It goes up and down. When you are under so much stress, it's just hard to focus. It's hard to concentrate. So I don't know. I've just been trying to do the best I can, but I, tried to focus on good things anyway. I don't watch mainstream media. I cannot stomach mainstream media. I am not into any pop culture. I know a lot of Muslims were talking a lot about this Andrew Tate guy, and I will go a little bit more in about him, but I don't even know what he does. I think that he's a fighter, right? He's like an MMA fighter or something. But I know that, everyone was kind of celebrating his reversion to Islam, and now there's some stuff going on about, I don't know. It's just, I do watch a brother on here, and he made a video about him, and yeah, it's definitely what I've been thinking all this time, It's just, Islam isn't something you take for cookies, for brownie points. Islam isn't something that you do to, I don't know, publicity, because that's what I saw this guy doing. It was a publicity stunt. If you are really sincere about Islam, about the deen, about God, you would do it more the way Sinead O'Connor did. I only recently found out that she actually reverted to Islam, and it was so beautiful. And what about Dave Chappelle? Like Dave Chappelle, he's, okay, I don't like pop culture, but if it is, if I do have to pick someone, it's going to be him, because he tells it like it is. I don't know. I just always resonated with him. Except for one video I found very distasteful about the cancer kid. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I've let that go. I'm just rambling now, but I don't know. Dave Chappelle, he made a statement once of why he didn't talk about Islam. And perhaps you guys should go and look at that video or look up those words that he said, because I'm not going to say it like he did, and I don't want to do him any injustice. But he was basically saying, I'm going to round it up here, okay? He was basically saying that He doesn't talk about the Dean of Islam. He doesn't tie that into his celebrity or his stardom because he doesn't want the Dean to look bad. He doesn't want his behavior and his language and you know, his just being human and making mistakes get associated with the Dean of Islam. And I just gained even more respect for him when he said this. But I'm bringing these things up because these are, you know, like Andrew Tate, okay? And I'm going to talk about all this right now because this is one of the main reasons why I just turned the TV off so many years ago and I stopped watching. I can see the hypocrisy in a lot of these celebrities. I can see where they, you know, turn around and do the opposite from things they say. I don't even want to get into Trump, okay? But I don't know. I'm still waiting for the Mexicans to pay for the border. You know, I mean, everything that he said he was going to do, he did not do a single thing. And yet, I don't know, we're still supposed to hold him up high like the Messiah? You know, it's just taken too far, way too far. And first of all, I could care less about Trump. And no, I'm not left, I'm not right. I don't care about politics, you know? I know that it's all the same. It's a dog and pony show. And I'm just so tired of people signing up for it. And I'm caught in the middle. And this is why I have no friends. And, you know, it sucks because I do wish that I belonged somewhere on this earth with, you know, I know that I belong to Allah. It would be nice to have a community, to have other people to converse with. And, you know, but it's just a small world out there. And, I just can't conform to any of that. But I'm sitting here in my own little world, trying so hard just to stay, you know, focused on God. And I watch a lot of videos to do with theology altogether. I am trying to up my game in the Dean, so I try to watch a lot of videos on that. I forgot the brother's name, Sunjid or something. I really like him. Oh, gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied right now. He is one of my favorites. Oh, I can't. Hamza Yusa. Yeah, no, that's a singer. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness, I can't remember his name. And it's just my anxiety because I watch him regularly. And I love Paul Williams, blogging theology. I highly recommend his channel for Muslims, non-Muslims. He goes down so many different religions and he explains it all in such great detail. And he reads so many of the same books that I read. And I just really get into that because all I have are my books. And he's like my one person to converse with, even though it's just me watching him on a screen, you know, but I wanted to show you this because I try to avoid all this stuff. Now, is it important to stay up to date with things that are going on? Yeah, it is, you know, but I think just the information is good. I do follow this channel called Doug and Stacy Off Grid. I've been following them for many years now, and I got the information I needed from them, you know, and plus this is all stuff that I've been saying for years now. I've been seeing, you know, I'm not, you know, it's just obvious. And yet, whenever I talked about this stuff, whenever I mentioned anything about it, I was called a conspiracy theorist. I was told how crazy I was. And to this very day, I'll still be told this. And I'm trying to avoid this, you know, this is fear mongering. This is how they get you to, they scare the hell out of you to make you give up all your rights. I mean, this is what happened with 9/11. You know, I fell into that. I remember when they started to talk about all the security they're going to put in play. And I'm like, well, you have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide. no, I didn't know what I was talking about. And I wish that more people would wake up, because this is scary. And not that I want you to live in fear, but pay attention to what's going on, because they're using you as a pawn. I mean, just break free from it. But I'm trying to avoid this. I watched one video, and it's like, I didn't even look for that video. It's a channel that I follow. Like I said, Doug and Stacy Off Grid. They have been talking about politics more lately, I guess, not in the same way everybody else does, more in a common sense way. But I followed them because they teach you a lot about growing from the ground, about living off grid. Obviously, it's in their title. They showed us how to heat their home in the winter, and how to, it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing, stuff that I've learned from that channel. I really wish that I could find a community like that. But, okay, I'm trying to just focus on more positive things, right? And this is YouTube. This isn't TV. This isn't television. I purposefully avoid television because I know that the whole system has been bought out. There's an agenda behind everything you watch. And it's, YouTube, I know that it's, the same way. I'm censored here like crazy. Just yesterday I wrote about how God communicates with you. And that post was taken down. It was a comment under someone else's comment, because Allah does communicate with me. And I will share that in another video. One of the things I want to touch base on that, and it's one of the things I wrote about in that comment that just was taken down, and I don't know why, what is so controversial about that? Of course, because it's the shaitan's world we're living in, and they don't want truth getting out. But the supernatural isn't as supernatural as what you would think, If you are looking for smoke and mirrors like this Hollywood, okay, I have to pray, so I will come back to this. All right, alhamdulillah. Okay, so I'm back again. I'm not good at this. I am not even editing these videos. This is my true raw self, rejected by the world, trying to figure it out alone. But I'm trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do, because nobody listens and nobody cares. But I have to still say what I know, because that's what Allah expects of me. But let me get back to this, okay? I try to avoid this. This is fear-mongering. And it's like I try to only watch good things, and all I've been getting the last couple days are things like this. I wish that I knew how to reverse this, because I don't. But there's something seriously going wrong. What's wrong with this picture? It's like the EP or EMP attacks. I could tell you about that, because this is something I've been talking about for a long time now. Okay, that's something different. But the fires that are happening around the world, it's like I'm getting bombarded with this stuff. I don't even want to listen to this stuff. Like I was trying to say before, I watched one video, a couple videos, but all I really needed to see was one, just to keep myself up to date with today's, what's going on in the world. But all this is set by design. The same way, I know I'm not the only one that's feeling this isolation and this rejection from the world, that sits here all alone. It's really sad. I know the feeling, and I can empathize to a great extent. But this is all done by design. They want to sit here and keep us filled with fear, keep us focusing on all this, and they don't want us to pay attention to the obvious. These fires, they are deliberate. what is to come. I live in the state of Florida. I can't even think of next year's hurricane season because I know that they control the weather. Project HARP. This is Project Bluebeam right here. See, I don't watch the news because I know the news is full of lies and just nonsense. I read real studies. I hear things and I don't just follow things, the conspiracy world, but I actually dig deep, I don't know how many times people have used, oh, you're just a flat earther. I don't even believe that stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I do know. And I know it's just like, this is what it's like to wake up and to see so that you're not controlled. This is control right here. They're doing a land grab. This is the new world order coming in. And I just can't understand why there are so many people just willing to lay down and die. I mean, it's like, yeah, my brothers and sisters in Palestine, they're really going through hell. It's like, I know there's a special place in Jannah for them. Alhamdulillah. And if you could see, a lot of the world is waking up just because of them, and but it's like, there's not a standing masjid there, not a standing hospital. Did they miss a prayer? Absolutely not. In the face of all this adversity, what did they say? La ilaha illallah. I mean, no one can understand the depths of that faith, of that belief, especially here in the Western world. Why is it like this in the West? Because we're all focused on things like this. Andrew Tate, it's just, I don't understand it, and then it's like, Americans, you think you're so intelligent. It's scary just how superior you feel to the rest of the world. And you mock places like North Korea because they censor people so much that even their own people don't understand, the extent of just how brainwashed and indoctrined they are. And we can see, just what they're going through. But I don't know. It's like you go anywhere else in the world and they speak. I lived in Germany. They spoke at minimum 3 languages. At minimum. The average citizen, the homeless guy on the street, which there really wasn't homeless people. But I'm just saying, it didn't matter what level or walk of life you were in. Like, this is just standard, and yet we think that we're so much, superior. And I hear things all the time. I don't even want to get into that. It's just the ignorance, and it's just, it comes with such arrogance. That's what gets me the most. It's like American ignorance and arrogance. It's truly an individual thing. It's not like this in other countries. I don't even know if it's like this in other English-speaking countries like England. I think they're a little bit more, they've got their problems, but they're a little bit more, advanced than things like this. I wish that people would wake up. Know that, you sit here and you focus on this stuff 24 hours a day, it's put in your head. They have you afraid of school shootings, of, going to public places. And this is also staged. It's a way to keep you in fear. I can't stand, my son's school, his high school, it is set up like a prison. It's got barbed wire everywhere. It's got long fences, metal detectors when you go through. But everyone forgets, I'm tired of being told, oh, well, they've got, leave our trust in them, they will protect us. No, they won't protect us. People forget about the Parkland, shooting, when the police officer stood outside and watched and listened to those kids. I don't remember how many casualties there were that day, because I really try not to focus on things like that, but that is definitely one thing that I saw too. It's like, they're not there to protect you. And it's like, they're only making it seem, okay, they're making people become used to this, become accustomed to this, so it doesn't scare them. Like it's not a sense of security for sure. I mean, what has doing any of this done for us? I've seen this country go down so hard in the past 20 years, and I've seen, all this stuff that's supposed to, be for our better good. It's only made our environment worse. These massacres, they're happening more and more. Our kids, it's like the indoctrination in the schools. I really have to fight against that, with first of all, I don't want my son in a public school. Unfortunately, he is, but I think I gave him a good enough foundation, and I really work hard at home trying to work through this indoctrination that he goes through. And I'm grateful that he has Islam as a foundation for that. But it does scare me. It's something I pray about every day. My other son is struggling very bad. I wish my cat would be quiet, but he's not going to be. But my other son, it's like he's 10 years old and he struggles with reading. I've really been working hard on him, and I pulled him far in the past year through that, but he's still behind, and this is also done by design. I had him in an Islamic school for a while, but he was already behind when he started there, and a private school, they just didn't have the resources to help him in the ways that he needed help, and a public school would just label him as special education. This kid is so smart. Like, this kid is so intelligent. But it's the system that failed him. The system is failing all of us. We don't want any of this. Everyone around me, knows that it's just not right. I mean, and there's a population control going on here. A population control. This has been written, the Georgia Guidestones. There's supposed to be something buried under there. It got, I forget, attacked. It got ambushed. It got taken down, Oh, that was another attack. Yeah, okay, But what's underneath it? No one ever asked questions about that? I knew those things were just not right. If you hear the story about it, some guy just appears in town one day. I forget his name now, something Christensen. But yeah, he just had money. He's like, yeah, I want to build this monument. So they built this monument, and then he disappeared. No one knows his story. He just disappeared. No one asks about these things. You just keep going along. I mean, come on. And you can't see the population control happening around the world. It's been happening in Africa for a very long time, and they use terms over here like minority control. They use terms like this over in India, when they're experimenting on them with all these pharmaceuticals. It's like the diseases there that were once eradicated are now, polio is one of them. Why is polio a thing over there? I thought that, thought the West was there to help. And it's documented, it is documented that in 2016, the US and the UK went to South America, and they sterilized a whole bunch of indigenous women. How is this still going on in today's age? These are things that you can research for yourself, and I hope you do. Don't take my word on it, And it's like they scared us all with, I'm not going to mention it, what started all this. And, it didn't start it all, but definitely really put a hard push into, what is falling out right now, unfolding right now. But I mean, it's like if you just turn off your televisions and if you just, just read a little, kind of dig into real history. Don't take what's being fed to you in textbooks because they're different. They're different. I mean, if you read an American textbook, and because most of us only know English here, read a textbook from England about World War II. You'll see the differences. Don't buy into just what you hear, just what you see. But all this is playing out because we stay ignorant. And what I'm just most floored about is I'm not afraid to die. I actually look forward to it. I pray to Allah all the time. Ya Allah, if life is better, give me life. But if death is better, just let me die. My life is hell. The only thing I have to look forward to is the thereafter. Death doesn't scare me. What floors me, though, is this world. I worry about my children. I want to make sure that they'll be okay. And I don't know, I give them a strong foundation as I can with a connection to Allah. And I try to not make them afraid of things. But there's going to be mass people. Mass people. It's happening right now in Palestine. But this is going to seem like national or natural disasters, hurricanes, fires. And then an uprising in more of these, I don't even want to say the T word, because that's what they love to run on. But you're not going to want to be in public spaces because there's just going to be crazy things happening. And it's all going to be pointed fingers here and pointed fingers there. But, the ones behind the scene, the ones creating it all, just stop being a pawn to them. It's your fault. It's your fault all these people are going to die. It's your fault. You want to sit there and keep drinking the Kool-Aid and just going along with the show. And it's the World Economic Forum. I mean, it's a real thing. It's a legit site, and they'll sell you, they'll sugarcoat things any way they want. I see what's going on. I've been saying it since day one. You'll own, what they're running with is you'll own nothing and be happy. How are they going to get people to give up their land? It's like Palestine, they're just bombing it to hell. They're going to build a train station or some kind of, system of traveling. It's going to go partially under the water. I mean, they've been planning this for years too. It's a land grab. It's what it is. Mostly these places that are historical, Maui fires. I mean, it's real sad what happened over there. But oh God, it's just devastating. I mean, the people really have been hurt the most are these indigenous people. I know what's happened here in this country and what's still happening, and it's like these reservations, most of them are set up to fail, I mean, it's by design. And they want to paint the West out to be so superior when the West is the one creating all this chaos, all this havoc. Just wish people would wake up. And I don't know how to do it. I mean, it's all in Allah's hands. Everything's in Allah's hands. But I don't know how people can stay so blind, how they can pretend that nothing's happening when the world's falling down around them. and how they can continue to allow this to happen. I mean, it is. It's your fault. It's your fault for continuing to drink the Kool-Aid, you know? And you think you're safe. You're a fool. I mean, I watched documentaries and read books about how everything happened in Nazi Germany. I know how the propaganda got started to get the Germans to turn in their neighbors. Saw it happening right here in these United States. I see it happening all the time, you know? And then in the name of religion, they say Jew, they say Muslim, they say Islam, they say Jew, you know? It's not about that at all. I don't want to mention the Z word, you know, but that's what they're doing. They're hiding behind the Jews. They're hiding behind the shield of Judaism. That's not what Judaism is about, you know, and people, they want to keep fighting, you know, and they want to like, you know, put, you know, one Muslim, Judaism, and Christianity. They want to keep pinning us against each other. And it's like no one takes time and listens to the conversation where we all worship the same God, but we'll keep fighting and saying that it's not so. I think I got raccoons in my backyard. I gotta go check on that real quick. Okay, I don't even know how to end this because, like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. On here, all this is very raw. I have no idea how to edit. I was able to add some background music to a video, one of the shorts that I did, but I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I'm trying to figure out my meaning here. You know, I do believe that I'm a test for other people. I keep getting rejected. People keep telling me that it's like they say things that is not in my heart. They confuse my intentions. I not very good at communicating, I guess, in person. I don't think I am on here either. But it's been a lonely world. It's been a lonely existence. It's been a really hard existence. I suffer a lot. And I try to make reason of it all. And I do believe that I'm a test for other people because I know my heart. I love Allah. I love God. I try to do everything for Him. I don't want to cause anyone harm. I have tried so hard to do the right thing in everything I do in life. I am human. You know, I do fall, but why would Allah give me all these experiences in life, you know? And I've had so many just crazy experiences that it just seems like, how can all this happen to one person, you know, in one lifetime? And I don't know what His purpose is for me, but I have a lot of knowledge. I don't want to sound egotistical because it's not what it is, you know, but it's a lot of things that I know, a lot of things that I can see. And the suffering is really real. What is His intent for all this? And so I'm sharing it with you because I can't think of any other way. I cannot think of any other way to get all this out, to help people see, to I don't know. I don't know what He wants from me. But I don't think He wants me to keep all this to myself. And I just feel that I see the signs, you know. No one knows the day, no one knows the hour, but I obviously see the signs. They're very heavy. I know Christianity. I could learn more about eschatology in Islam. And I got really confused because what I thought I knew, when I started to learn more about the Shiite and Sunni split, I really got confused of what I thought I knew about eschatology. I have no one to study with, so I'm still stuck on my own with that, trying to work through it. But I can tell you what the Bible says and what Revelation says, and it's clear to me. I see the false Messiah. I know who the false Messiah is. Gog and Magog, I believe they're already here. I believe it's these wars playing out, you know. Gog is more of a ruler, not necessarily a man, and Magog is the land. And I mean, it goes kind of deep, you know, it goes really deep. But Jesus is coming. I see it. I'm just waiting for his arrival. I pray very heavily for my son, and I even pray for my ex. You know, I pray for everyone that I care about and those I don't even know. It's no joke. It's no joke. Like, now's the time to get your shit together. So there's that. And I guess, I don't know. I guess my, I guess I'm going to end my, you know, videos. I guess I'm going to end it like this. Just do better. Just do better. Wassalam.